Well, good evening.
Did
See
the
that
lights
light?
just flicker?
Hey,
As soon as you
welcome to the
hit that.
Oh, it is now again. We literally counted down, and it's just I get to like 3, 2, 1. All the
All
lights in
the
the
lights,
house
that
begin
was
to flicker.
creepy.
Let me make sure we're still recording here. Oh, it's
Are we?
18 seconds in. Yeah. Welcome to the Forward Podcast,
That was
where
wild.
we are on fire tonight. No doubt.
We are powerful.
No doubt, no doubt. Well, hey, hope you've had an incredible week, and man, it's good to see you back this week. Had some really great comments, and man, appreciate everybody tuning in and sharing this with friends and family, and some great comments this past week that definitely help the Forward Podcast out.
Yeah.
And we trust that we continue to be a blessing to you right here from our home. Carrie and I have been talking about changing up our studio.
Oh my goodness. Studio.
Oh, we got to do something. Yeah.
Like we
Yeah.
need one.
We've seen some really awesome podcasters. Now, granted, it's all that they do, and they have these really awesome studios that just makes me jealous a little bit.
I know.
Although I listen to a lot of podcasts, and we do very well on our audio side.
Oh, good.
We do. We sound very, very good, and I think even just afterwards, I think it's very clear and very crisp. We have to use
Nice.
other microphones; it's not as great, but we do good in that area. It's just our aesthetically
Yeah.
looking. We're
Well,
not
we'll
great
get
here.
there. We've got about 15 plates in the air right now, so
No, more than that.
juggling
More
all
than
that. But
no
yeah,
doubt.
it's all good.
Yeah, well, tonight we wanted to jump right in and kind of jump into just a subject of we always get these questions, hey, if you could go back, or hey, what'd you learn? And or in counseling a lot, Care, we come across and we're like, listen, we've been through this. We've had this struggle. Here are things that we've learned, and we use a lot of life experiences to be able to help other people.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what we want to do maybe over the next 2 weeks, is just kind of learning along the way, which life is. And man, the Gospels are full of that. The Pauline epistles are full of that, of learning as you go, and allowing God to direct your steps. And after you've learned even some hard things, we really believe it's vitally important that you share that with others.
I
Let
do
them
think this is.
learn and grow.
Oh, sorry. I
No,
thought you
no,
were
go ahead.
done.
You're like, I do think that's
I do think this is a good age to reflect on your 20s and 30s, because we're early 40s, and there are people coming up behind us that want to know, it's kind of the same in parenting. Like you have a 12-year-old and they're like, oh, how were the toddler years? Because it's pretty fresh still.
Sure.
And so it's not that we don't respect the advice from the older generation, but sometimes you can get enough years behind you where you start to forget how hard it was, and the things that you went through, the mistakes that you made. So it's kind of fresh. The first 20 years of ministry are behind us.
Right.
And it's easy to reflect on and remember. We can remember the mistakes as well as the good times. And it's neat to just pass that down to the next generation.
Especially, Kara, that this is not a knock on anybody or to say, oh, wow, we're so awesome. But we are so awesome.
But we're so awesome.
No, but there is kind of this age to where a younger generation looks up to, and there is respect that's there of like,
Yeah.
oh, wow, they're learning, they've grown, and we want to be like them. But you can miss that opportunity, and you get to this place where you begin to forget the lessons along the way. There's a lot of adults that look back and like, yeah, we really didn't make any mistakes raising our kids, or
Yeah.
we had the perfect marriage. They begin to forget
Yeah.
the hard
They can't remember.
journey. They just cannot.
Yeah.
And or you get to this place where you're just so kind of mad at life anyways, you don't really want to help. Where I feel like we're in that sweet spot of couples where we don't know it all. There's still a lot of seas we've got to travel as well. But like you said, when we go to conferences, we're not the young people anymore.
Yeah, we
there's
still have some fresh perspective for sure.
there's a lot of younger people in there that are learning,
Yeah.
and then there's the pastors that are in their 60s as well, 50s and 60s, and so being in the early 40s, plus we started out in ministry. There are some things, ministry, marriage, that we have grown, and some little things that we wrote down this evening that I believe we could be a help.
Yeah.
And tonight we'll probably just cover some ministry lessons that we have learned just kind of along the way that we want to be a blessing to our listeners for sure.
Yeah, for sure. First of all, let's talk about boundaries. I feel like this is one we definitely learned in the first, 5 years. Boundaries matter. You need boundaries in ministry. I didn't really grow up in a ministry home where boundaries were super, I shouldn't say specifically my home, but just my ministry culture growing up, there weren't a ton of boundaries. Did you feel like that growing up? I mean, you guys weren't a ministry family, but
we were not in ministry, so you could speak into that more than I could.
Yeah, I don't feel like there were a ton of boundaries. I mean, we had people over all the time. People lived with us. Counseling was happening at 9:30 at night at the kitchen table, and we were being sent to bed. It wasn't super structured.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I did really see my parents' heart through that. And it was a beautiful thing. Their lives were just 100% ministry all the time. They just,
Right.
But we did go on family vacations, and we went up to see my grandma and family and things like that. So I guess we did have some separation there. But what about in our early days of ministry? Do you feel like we started out with very few boundaries?
Yeah, I really do. I think there's one thing that I wish you and I both could have learned when we were early 20s. We just started out in ministry, and we came in, we did not have kids. We were both, everybody's gonna be like, oh, wow, you're tooting your own horn. I'm not. I'm just saying we were very talented. We're intellectuals, we love people. We're both, it's not like one of us are introverted. We both love people. And you had grown up in ministry, so you're playing the piano, you can lead music, you can sing, you can teach lessons. I was just very gifted to be able to marry a woman who was just created for this life. And so we get in ministry, and everything that comes up, there was no boundaries. Who's going to run the VBS? Oh, Thomas and Carrie could do it. Oh, who's going to teach this class? Oh, Thomas and Carrie could do it. Who can lead music? Oh, Thomas and Carrie could do it. Oh, who can start this? Oh, Thomas and Carrie could do it. I mean, we were first in ministry. We didn't say no to anything. And I remember we were both working full-time jobs outside of the church. And yet we were doing the VBSs. We were teaching a teen class.
Yeah.
We were leading all of the music, which I had never done before. You were teaching me 3/4 and 4/4 timing, and you were walking me through ministry. We were putting on the young couples. We were taking the kids overnight. Look at you. You're yawning thinking about it. We did not realize we could say no. We should have set up a boundary like, hey, actually, we've got to have some us time.
Yeah.
There was just, I feel like when you're young in, those boundaries they get plowed over. And it can happen on the family side as well. You get married, and we've lived near your family, we've lived near my family, and this is not a blight or a bust on them at all. It's just, if you're not careful, you can be overrun in even your space, your personal space of hey, actually, it's not okay.
Yeah.
And so those boundaries are vitally important. You can say no. Just remember that, especially as young couples coming in. But then also, let me talk to the senior saints as well, the seasoned pastors. Just because someone does not have kids and they are talented doesn't mean they need to do everything.
Yeah.
Boundaries need to be set by the couple, of course, but they're going to be young.
Yeah.
And I've realized now, after hiring a lot of staff, not to overrun the talented, not to they can do it. Well, and we always give the excuse, well, we have 5 kids. We care more kids than most people. So it's easy just to say, well, they only have 3 kids. Well, oh my word, cry me a river. You have a 2-year-old and only 1 kid. There needs to be boundaries set up too. Understand, no, they have a life. They need space. They need a time to breathe and a reprieve, just like everyone else. And so boundaries, for sure, they matter when you're early in ministry.
Yeah. And then secondly, people over programs. Don't get so caught up in systems that you miss souls. And I think that was for sure Baptist specifically, but Christian culture overall for many years. I think it's changing now, but it was definitely Christian culture programs, the picnics, the VBSs, right into, you go on a missions trip and you get back from that and you have a youth activity and you're done with that and you have a church picnic and then you have, it's like we programmed ourselves into, mental problems. We programmed ourselves into like anxiety drugs, because there was no rest. And so I think now it's starting to turn where people are more the priority, where people are doing more like, in home, having a game night. And instead of making it a church-wide, activity that has to go on a calendar, it's more like one-on-one family to family fellowship. I've been seeing that a lot more in the last 10 years for sure. And I think that's really good. I mean, we've said this before, but whenever someone says, I really don't have any friends, can we have a ladies activity? And I'm like, you could just call some people up and just invite them over to your house. Like, you don't have to have the church do it for you. You could just call up 3 or 4 women and go out to lunch. Like it doesn't have to be scheduled on the calendar through the church,
Right. Yeah.
And so I think that problem of making the church into like a business of how successful can we be with a calendar? How great is our social media? And it's almost like this very business minded, we want to build this, and that's not wrong. None of it's wrong.
Yeah.
But it can get to the point where we lose track of like, are we reaching people though? Like, are we just pulling in other people from churches that don't have as good of programs as us?
Right.
Are we actually like, is there organic growth? Like someone was not saved and because of someone in our church or because of our church corporately, they are now saved and they are, attending church and they are growing in the Lord because of something we did just in an organic way, not an activity, not anything, just like someone one-on-one just reached out to a coworker.
Yeah.
Like, I think that's kind of starting to take back over, but it was not that way for a long while.
Yeah. No, that's great. I think it's well said. Let me run just a little monologue here that's kind of just you follow my process better than anyone. So Carrie and I for sure don't want to step over bounds and trying to say, hey, our way is the best. But here's what we have learned for sure is that over the years, what Carrie was just saying hit us hard and we had to learn it the hard way.
Mm-hmm.
I remember my dad said, I called him and said, hey, I'm about to run a calendar meeting for the first time. Any advice? He ran me through, some strategic planning. He said, listen, son, if you hurt the family by packing a calendar, you failed.
Mm.
If you hurt the family by packing a calendar, you failed.
Mm-hmm.
And for some reason, Carrie and I can say this because we both grew up Baptist and we are independent Baptist now. So it's not like, oh, we bust on somebody. We are this. So we've decided a long time ago, this is who we are. And even though we don't agree with everything of a lot of circles out there, we're going to do our best just to be Bible believing Christ followers. But there was this control culture for a long time that the only way to control it from the pulpit is to pack a schedule where everyone's busy, but it's not busy. It's busyness.
Mm-hmm.
It is Pack a Pew Sunday, and then it's going to be
Missions
old fashioned
conference.
Sunday, then a missions conference, then a spring revival, then a fall revival.
Yeah.
Then it's like you said church picnic 3 times. I think it's a little PTSD in there, but it's all of these.
Definitely.
It's all these church picnics, and then we got to have a game night, and then a Sunday school promotion.
Remember the New Year's Eve watch night services?
Oh, yes.
Help us.
You know what's funny? My dad and I talked about this not too long ago, and we went to one. Oh, you were with us when we were talking. One, and Dad said...
That's all you ever went to?
Yeah, Dad said it was so... I don't think he used the word stupid, but he said, we never went back again. He said, we literally watched Sheffy, and do you remember that movie, Sheffy?
Yes.
Yeah, Sheffy. And
you watched it once?
Half
you
the
only
church
watched
was asleep.
Sheffy once?
That's all. I went to one, I think, my entire life.
There should be crowns in heaven for people that went to multiplied multiplied
Right,
millions of
right.
watch night services.
It's true. So let me finish this thought is that control of
Yeah.
wanting to control everything in everyone's lives, from preferences to standards to even what you're doing. We don't want any downtime. We need no downtime.
Yeah.
If people are going to be entertained, we're going to be the one to entertain them. And it's, to me, this is just how my brain works. So there's so many circles that preach against the entertainment of a church. We would never do that music. We would never have that. It's the purple lights and the fog machines and blah blah blah. And they go off about it's just entertainment. The other side is a trap as well.
Yeah.
To where it's not a ladies' Bible study. It's a hangout. It's fun.
Yeah.
And it's okay to call it that. It's
Yeah.
all right to be around friends and have. But we got to this place where it's like you said, hey, I need friends, so I need a Bible study. What can you
Yeah.
do for my family? Nobody likes me, so what can you do?
Yeah.
And that's not what the local church is.
Mm-mm.
That's not, no. We're going to bear each other's burdens, and we're
Mhm.
going to worship together, and we're going to grow together, and there's going to be fellowship, but it doesn't have to be planned.
Yeah.
If
Yeah.
every time you go to the church, you have to bring $5 to buy a ticket, you are a movie theater. You are there to
Yeah.
entertain me. Now just give me popcorn and a cool icy and
Yeah.
let me sit back and enjoy the show. That's not what the local church was
Yeah.
meant to be. And so it's people. Love people,
Mhm.
have programs. Absolutely. We have life stage groups. We have programs we have a ladies' Bible study. We do all that. The difference is now, Carrie, you and I have learned, and what we do at Crosspoint is we are going to put people first.
Yeah.
Why are we doing this? Is
Yeah.
it tied to our mission? And if it's not tied to our mission, you ask any of our staff, we have 52 people on staff, they'll all tell you, yeah, pastor doesn't put anything on the schedule that is not tied to the gospel.
Mhm.
Why are we doing? I fought even a VBS. I don't want to babysit kids. Now, if we're going to see kids saved, I'm all about it.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah.
But this is just to do it, so people could drop their kids off and the shepherds can go out and, shop for 2 hours. We're not interested in that.
Right.
We want to change people's lives.
Yeah. Next we have criticism that comes with your calling.
No, we don't have time for this. Let's go to the next one.
This one might be a little sensitive topic.
It's heavy. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
definitely.
especially when you go through it.
Man, I tell you what,
Yeah.
let's skip that. If you don't care, I know
For
you're looking.
real?
Yeah, you're looking at me like,
For
let's
real?
not. We're 17 minutes in this thing. Let's go to the next one. It's been lighthearted.
Now I really want to dig into it because you're
know.
making it so tempting.
I just don't. I don't know. Criticism is tough. It's
Yeah.
a tough one.
Yeah.
Ministry is already hard. That's
Yeah.
why they're not lining up the doors. Our Bible colleges are closing. Nobody's like, ooh, choose me, pick me.
Yeah.
So then you get in, you're dealing with sin, nastiness,
Mhm.
all the time. Everybody's arguing. I don't like this song. I like this song. I don't like this version of the Bible. I like this version of the Bible. I don't. What
Yeah.
can you do for me? So you're already battling all that, not to mention heaven and hell.
Yeah.
And then you get criticized.
Yeah. You're like,
Let's just heap it on. I mean,
I don't need
it's
to
tough,
be here.
Kara,
I could
that
make
is.
a lot of money
Yeah.
somewhere else. I love reading the New Testament because it's so humorous to watch Jesus with the disciples and
Oh, he's so
how
masterful with them.
they're so petty and they're so us, right? I
Right.
love the stories that are in there because it really does give you such a grounding and you just look at Jesus and you're like, I get it. I get it. I get it now.
And we probably do the
Why you
same
only
thing to our
had
Savior.
12.
Oh my word, seriously. And one of them didn't make it.
Yeah.
And all the one of them doubted him, and the other 11
I mean,
fled.
they were and they're
They were
arguing about
humans.
who's going to be the greatest,
right in front of him while he's talking
And
about
it's
what he's going to
like,
do. It's like, hey, by the
guys,
way, God, who's going
pull
to
it
sit on your right hand?
pull it together. And then everyone that wanted to follow him is like, but first, and he's like, if you're going to follow me, just come on. It had to be
Oh,
so annoying. And then, all that and the whole Judas thing, that had to be just the worst. It's just,
No, he couldn't win.
I mean,
He could not win.
it was just an exercise in complete faithlessness with all of them. And even Peter, bless his heart, he tried so hard and you got to give it to him. He's a great guy, but man, he was kind of a psycho too. But like these are the guys that Jesus chose.
Call Peter a psycho.
He was.
Oh my word.
And I can say that because I'm one too. Like I get when I
It's
read
our
about Peter, I'm like,
personality. Yeah.
I feel it. I get
Yeah.
you. I totally would have jumped out of that boat, and I absolutely would have sunk as
Oh,
well.
you
Like, I would've-
absolutely.
that is-
I know you'd have been the first out of that boat.
Yes, I would have been out. Like we're doing this. We're doing this,
All the way
and
in.
then like I sink immediately.
Yeah.
Like that's totally. But at the same time, like God chose them. Jesus chose them. Like he called them, knowing what they would be. And so you have to just know like this is the shtick. Like this is the thing. This
Yeah.
is the game. Like
Yeah.
this is what it is. You're dealing with people and you know, I mean the best of men are men at best, right? We're all just human. We're all just flesh and but you have to be able to take that criticism and you have to be able to just keep passing it straight on up to the Lord. Like
Yeah.
this is yours. It doesn't belong to me. You know, it's not that what we do is perfect and that we're, you know, exempt from hearing a criticizing word that might do us good.
Right.
But a lot of it, you just have to pass straight up. You
Yeah.
just have to say, it is what it is.
So God came in the flesh. It seemed like it was a lose-lose. Like even when he's healing people, well, you didn't do it on the right day. You know, this is the Sabbath.
Yeah.
Don't. I mean, he just. It was
Everything he tried to do.
If you're in ministry, you read this, you're like, yeah, exactly.
You're like,
I was
"That's
just
my
trying to read. But Pastor,
experience
you
so
went over.
far."
But Pastor, you went. So here is 20 years of ministry. What I've learned.
Mhm.
First of all, don't take it personal.
Yeah.
You have to give it to the Lord. Number two, none of us are above criticism.
Mhm.
Like don't be the 22-year-old out there that's like, well, I don't, I'm no, okay, buddy, you
You
just
can be wrong.
got your bachelor's. You can be wrong, and I've learned that
Yes.
when I look back at the years of men who have spoken in my life, some people, I think I could say this, and you won't take it the wrong way. Some people are just jerks. They're
Mhm.
looking to tear you down. They just live to hurt people.
Mhm.
Don't let them feed into your lives. Like the bottom dwellers are out there.
Yeah.
You know, Satan does use people to discourage you.
Mhm.
So don't listen to, like you said, pass it right on to God.
Mhm.
But then, Kara, there have been times where it's like, hey, babe, do you think they're right about that? And you're like, yeah, honestly, hun, I think. And I'm like, okay, constructive criticism is okay. Like
Yeah.
I need to grow through this.
Mm.
Like I need to up my game, or I do
Mhm.
need to be careful here. Remember the old, oh, it's a slippery slope. I got so sick of that. Everything was a slippery slope. But then there were moments I'm like, okay, I do need to look at this and analyze down the road, where is this path going to lead?
Yeah, true.
And so have those people in your life that, Kara, I ask you every once in a while, like I asked you today, like, what do you think about this? Do you think and I should do this or not? And I allowed you to invest in my life.
Mhm.
And you said, yeah, I think you ought to do this. Be careful with this. And there was some criticism like, you know what? I need that.
Mhm.
We got to learn from that.
Yeah.
And so most of it, some people are going to be mean, argumentative, like just move on, give it to the Lord. And then some people, man, admire them and grow. Multitude of counselors, there is safety.
Yeah.
And so let them feed into your life.
And you're not going to go through life, especially not a ministry life, never being controversial or causing offense or having a naysayer. You're just not. If you go through life and no one ever disagrees with you,
Yeah.
I wonder what you're doing. Like I
That's
really
well
do.
said.
I don't think
do
you're
like
doing
that.
anything.
I
I
do
think
like
you're
that.
being I think you're being
Politically
I
correct.
think you're I'll be you want me to put it straight? I
Oh,
think
boy.
I think you're being a liar. I think you're
Mm.
telling everybody what they want to hear
That's good.
and you don't even know your own opinion.
Yeah.
So you've got to at some point stand up for something
Right.
and have an opinion and have a brain in your head.
Yeah.
And at those times when someone criticizes you, again, that's balanced with self-awareness and wisdom. But there are many times that you just have to say, bye.
Yeah.
Not
Yeah.
listening to that and move on.
You know who is very good at that?
Who?
You.
Oh, I
Like,
should.
You.
I should care more what people think.
So let me ask you real quick.
probably.
Let me ask you real quick. A lot of kids have not been raised that way, though. Like
Mhm.
they do not have thick skin. So
Yeah,
I feel like, Carrie, you really do.
I
Like
know.
there are so many times, like early in ministry, especially. I mean, I proverbial, but I was almost like in a fetal position of like, oh, I'm hurt and breaking out in hives, and like I can't
Yeah,
believe they said that and they did this. They're going to leave the church. It was such a big deal. And you're like, Carrie,
yeah,
or you're like, hun, let them go. Like it's okay.
yeah.
Like, why are you so upset over this? I'm
Hmm.
like, why are you not upset over this? Give me one or two things. Why do you think you were like that? Is it personality? Did your parents raise you to have thicker skin? Or like, who fed in your life that you were naturally more than I was for sure? You were better at this.
I think a couple things. If my parents did model that, they are both very thick skinned. They do not crumble. They do not falter. They are very faithful.
Were they hard on you then?
They were hard on me, but I wouldn't say, in a terrible. I mean, it was healthy. It was
Yeah,
good.
it's good.
But I think they just always like people come and go. Like people come and go. And you see that as a pastor's kid. Like you see people come in your life and it's all fireworks and stars and they're the best and they love us and they're helping our church. And 6 months later, they're gone.
Yeah.
And it hurts so bad. And you go through that a few times
Mm,
and then you stop listening to all the good stuff people say about you because you're like,
yes,
you're just flattering me and you're going to be gone.
it's good advice.
But then you also stop listening to the criticism because you also say, well, you're all mad about this and you're probably going to leave anyway. Like somebody has to make the call.
Yeah, it's a
Somebody has to
ditch,
make the
both
decision.
sides. Yeah.
And so you're going to have people that love you and flatter you, and you're going to have people that criticize you and hate you. And
Mm,
I think as a kid, after a while, you just see it. And what you see is like, are we doing this or not? People come and go.
yeah.
If you are, people come and go. And that's, you just live in that lane. You live in the lane of, yeah, I love you too. This is awesome. This is great. And in your head, you're saying, I love Jesus more than you.
Mm,
Because if I love you the most, you're going to hurt me.
yeah.
And then people are mad at you and they're angry and you're like, okay. And in your head, you're thinking, this is Satan. This is Satan getting in my head.
Yeah.
Like I'm not going to make you the Satan in my life.
Yeah.
Like it's not you, it's him. And like you see everything just more through a spiritual lens. Like it's not them. It's not the people. They don't know. They're just responding. They're human just like we are. And you just commit at a young age. You commit to, this is what we're doing as a family. This is our calling before God, and we follow God and we don't follow anybody else.
Yeah.
The end. Full stop.
Hey, Kara, that was so good.
Thank you.
I learned, I learned something. That is really,
I've told
really
you some
good.
of that before. Maybe
You
not
have.
like
No,
that.
yeah, no, that was very well put.
Yeah.
Well, listen, why don't we close out there and just say this? Something that we definitely can take away from this is that a younger generation is watching us.
Mhm.
And whether you're in ministry or not, you have to realize you have a testimony.
Yeah.
You have a light.
Yeah.
We've seen that through the life of Charlie Kirk over the last, 2 weeks is the man had a voice, but we all do.
Yeah.
And somebody is following us, and you watched your parents early on in ministry,
Mhm.
didn't even know, but you were handed this thicker skin,
Yeah.
a great way to analyze and to critically think through people. And it's not to say that I didn't, but I grew up in ministry.
Right.
But again, now 20 years in, I'm looking back at like, hey, we want to help a younger generation.
Mhm.
We want to help the Gen Z coming up behind us and ministry leaders that, man, we love y'all. We're going to pour your life. Ministry's tough,
Mhm.
but you can't take it personal.
Yeah.
Like Jesus said, they're going to hate you, but they're going to hate you for my name's sake.
Yeah.
And that's what we got to remember. Why do we do this? We do it for the gospel's sake.
That's it.
Awesome. Well, hey, we'll pick this subject up again this next week and talk a little bit about marriage and some encouragements for you. It's going to be a really great time. So share this episode with somebody. Thanks for the 5-star reviews. And again, if it's been a little while since you've shared or said something about it, use a hashtag #ForwardPodcast and put it out there this week. And man, we'll catch you next week.
Have a good week.